not have access to clean and safe water, which highly contribute to the rise in poverty levels. Poverty is often caused by the lack of access to clean drinking water and poor sanitation. The government of the Republic of Zambia began policy and industrial reforms of the water sector in the early 1990s. This led to the development and adoption of the first national water policy in 1994 and later its subsequent revision in 2010. Despite these milestones, progress in the rural sector pales in comparison to its urban counterpart, with only 14.1% of rural households having access to adequate sanitation. Government launched the National Rural Water Supply and Sanitation Program in an all-out effort to provide not only a consolidated approach to improving access to safe water supply and adequate sanitation, but also improving the capacity of local authorities.
Government is funding this project with support from African Development Bank. The total cost of the project is $38.2 million.
Several interventions in Western Province, including 1,231 new machine-drilled boreholes, 250 manually drilled boreholes. All these interventions are actually happening in various districts, actually all the 16 districts in Western Province. The machine drilling borehole program has been divided into 4 different lots. This is essentially for convenience in terms of administering the drilling program.
The project will help the people in Western Province in a number of ways. The project is intended to provide clean drinking water, safe drinking water. This in itself is a big step in the right direction, because then we will prevent the usual abdominal diseases that come. They come with unclean water.
We are now off to Mitete district. See you on the other side.
Now we are crossing over. We are crossing from Lukuru. We are going to Mitete. This is the crossing point, and where we are going, it's an island. So this is a mode of transport we use. We use water transport. Yeah, and this river, it's Zambezi River, connected to in line with Kabompo River, and it has a lot of crocodiles, hippos. So it's extremely dangerous. Even as we are crossing, we are in danger. Don't have a guarantee if we are going to reach that side.
We are grateful to the works which have been done. Mostly here in Kakulonda, there were so many incidents of people being hit by hippos, eaten by crocodiles.
So again,
due to lack of boreholes in Kakulonda, we fetch water for drinking and washing from the Zambezi River. One Sunday afternoon, my friend and I went down the river to wash my uniform. Then suddenly, I was caught by a crocodile. I could not scream or do anything. My friend Gertrude realized I was not beside her. She came and fought the crocodile and pulled me. The crocodile let go of my hip and came for my legs, but finally, my friend pulled me out. Therefore, I am grateful for the boreholes brought to Kakulonda. It will really save people's lives, because all we depended on was the Zambezi River for bathing, washing, and drinking.
Tufuti omumuna tunehela meyangana natusakulia hatutuna kuyanda okukuluzi hano ngantuna kwati watu abali.
To monitor the project, a team from the National Rural Water Supply and Sanitation Program, Transforming Rural Livelihoods in Western Zambia project, has been conducting joint meetings with the contractor JX International and stakeholders in the entire 16 districts.
And then probably an emphasis to the contractor, that the site engineers also, they need to be filling in the data entry sheets on site for each water point. We need all the information we can get. So let there not be resistance with or difficulties in filling in the forms.
125 borehole developing works, 125 borehole pumping test works, 125 water testing works, and then 105 sewer works, and 105 borehole equipping works. That is the progress.
Without water, the possibility of growing food, building infrastructure, and staying healthy is slim.
In some instances, communities have actually started growing vegetables that they could not grow before the project.
The people appreciate very much this message because they realize that clean water brings about good health. And the people who suffer most when the water we use is not good are the children.
Artesian wells are simply wells in which water is under pressure, and as such the water is being forced to the surface, as you can see in the background. Artesian wells are very rare, and the importance of these is that you can actually use them for agriculture. You can even use them, you can even do a water scheme, you can even do a lot of funding activities, in that these communities where we're doing these goals are really vulnerable communities, and as such, if they receive one of these rare balls, it's actually a privilege.
While open defecation is still a problem in some parts of Western Province, the Community-Led Total Sanitation (CLTS) program of training traditional leaders and key stakeholders is helping to trigger villages on the importance of an open defecation-free society.
We have meetings in the Kuta from time to time in which we talk about our way of life in the villages, in our own homes, and we tell them to avoid open defecation because this is the one that spreads unnecessary disease among our communities and societies. So BRI has realized that people are picking the message and taking it seriously. Open defecation is not the right way to live today.
And when we are in the context of rural water, government through the African Development Bank are in Western Province in virtually all 16 districts. Drinking water, sensitizing communities on good hygiene, and training various volunteers on the ground and technocrats in how to reach out to people, in how to change the behaviors of households towards better hygiene and sanitation.
Usireleze masiki matuku ke amangata ngata kampe kinto ye konara ro ya hema toilet halo ya hema toilet mukabona kuri masiki.
I urge everyone in my community to construct toilets because there are a lot of diseases in the community. Instead of accusing each other of bewitching you, adhere to improve sanitation and hygiene practices.
I'm Samani Stumbeko, acting head teacher at Katondo Primary School. The workshop was well conducted and the participation was very active among participants. Well, we have benefited more from the workshop. We are going to sensitize the community, the pupils at large. As a person, it will help me change my status. It will also help change the status of the community.
The 2017-2018 Water, Sanitation and Hygiene WASH Baseline Survey Report indicates that 86% of rural households in Western Province do not have access to improved sanitation.
Water, sanitation and hygiene baseline reports indicate that Western Province were still very low. Our sanitation profile is very, very poor. This is the reason why, in as much as we are running the Vision 2030 as Zambia, Western Province is still very low. And that's how they said, no, let's implement. They went to acquire funding from Africa Development Bank in terms of grants as well as a loan to facilitate running with the Vision 2030. Under this project, we have a number of water points to be constructed. In terms of numbers, we have 83 water points or boreholes constructed by machine, or 83 machine-drilled boreholes in Shangom alone.
And this in itself has actually transformed people's livelihoods. Before the site meetings, which have been conducted in all the 4 lots, we went to see some of these boreholes that have been constructed. And people have actually attested to the fact that they are drawing great benefit from this government project.
I used to walk 2 hours to Machuzi just to fetch water. I am really happy we have this borehole right here. I can now wash my uniform.
So I find that the project has really benefited in terms of improving lives, whereby at least the animals are able to benefit in terms of water, and even gardening. Also, other people are ventured into fishing, which holistically probably is I think, is a plus for the district. And also in terms of having a conducive environment for people living in, where people get quality water that is of acceptable standards. When you look at schools that will receive these sanitation facilities, the environment will be very conducive for the learners and even also the members of staff. And these facilities, they are including everybody, including those with who are differently able in terms of movement.
Hakuna mezi afumanei, mezi akataza, chware mamutezi chwana.
It has been difficult to find water here. With the coming in of these boreholes, not only the community but civil servants and pupils will also benefit. We are grateful.
Madoko tavaru na bafumane mezi. Chware na itumera huru.
Out of the 1,233 that have been allocated to the province, Sesheke has received 70 machine-drilled boreholes and also 20 manually drilled boreholes.
kono at least manyando nona kuyanga ko mushito kwa kakuyikuzwange fa kuyakwa just mwindiki 2.5 kilometers kuya kuno lukangamizi kwafitira 2.5 kilometers nere kwahole kana kintu ende lunyandisa from there happen rufumana kutata kwenye line nemukona kuyaka kusana fane bakoma 06 amukato fita fa ko kamizi kisinto silisimu koji koma 12 hours chiri kimanyando ende rufumana chero aitumema kwa inezi kuno rufa mezi chwana kuina
construct 250 hand dug wells. Then on top of that, we are supposed to construct 10 water schemes in rural growth centers.
So this project has actually impacted a lot on the communities, because right now, when we talk of the 65 water points that have been handed over, we're talking of a lot of people having access to improved water supply and sanitation. And then also the water reticulation system is almost being handed over, because works have reached about 95% in terms of implementation, and very soon it's going to be commissioned and a lot of people are going to access this safe water.
We are mounting a tank which is about 150,000 liters, and it will supply almost all corners of Natukoma area. There will be piped water, they will have water from taps, and the total cost of this project is about $400.
Provision of clean drinking water to communities, provision of piped water as an aim to ensure that by 2030 everybody can have pipe water, even in the villages. That is very exciting for our provincial administration.
With the aim of mobilizing support from traditional leaders, government conducted a Western Province Chiefs Symposium on water sanitation and hygiene held in Sesheke district.
We announce the arrival of their Senior Chief Amukela. Chief Nyambo, we welcome you. We welcome you.
They deserve to have quality infrastructure, and it's us, the traditional leaders, to hold technocrats accountable. Your Royal Highnesses, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, traditional leaders are the engines of the decentralization policy, which aims at bringing quality services closer to the people. Government has provided us the opportunity to improve service delivery to the rural population in the province, and the onus is on all of us at this symposium to honestly review where we are, why, and most importantly, how can we improve provision of quality, adequate water and sanitation services to the rural communities. The Transforming Rural Livelihood in Western Zambia project is only one of the interventions under the NRWSSP. The onus is on us to look at moving this project agenda to 2030.
The symposium was very, very useful. It helped us very much to understand that our traditional practices are dangerous to good health. But it also opened a way for us to see in which way we could practice better hygiene methods in our villages.
We are constructing about 196 units, which is 49 units in each district, and we also have the waterborne facilities, which is one per town.
And we had an allocation of 107 as a total, and out of the 107, everything has been completed. So we have drilled 107 bores, all of them developed, pumping tested and equipped, so they are productive.
My name is Stadima Planga. I'm very happy. Ditavila hulu. Melunyanda hulu mezi kwanu. Kuna goluka mezi. Esiku kakwa 6 kilometers. Mane ditavila hulu.
The Transforming Rural Livelihoods in Western Zambia project will indeed transform livelihoods and foster development in all districts, as well as contribute to the country's achievement of Sustainable Development Goal number 6, which calls for clean water and sanitation for all.
Ibana bana basiteke primary school bao abo sabu kwa lawabonda siteke primary ka feza ukele basiteke secondary school.